Hello, my name's Selena, and boy, do I have a story to tell you today. I'm 28 years old, and I'm the daughter of an amazing dad, Chris, who worked really hard to provide me with everything I needed all by himself. My mother died due to complications after she gave birth to me, and my dad was responsible for raising me after that. I remember how hard my dad worked to provide me with everything. He survived on crackers and water some days just so I could have 3 healthy meals daily. I genuinely mean it when I say that I owe my life to him. I would not be anywhere where I am today if not for his hard work and sacrifice. I'm only saying all this so you understand just why I hold my dad so close to my heart, and why he's my best friend. No one in the world would ever compare to him, and that was something everyone in my life understood. The most painful thing that happened to me was moving away from my dad to attend college. I got a full ride at a college in another state, and I knew that was my only shot of ever getting a degree, so I had to take it. I initially struggled to be away from home, but I got used to it as time went on. What made it even easier was Jasper. Jasper and I got paired for a project in one of our classes, and the more time we spent with each other, the more we realized we had feelings for each other. We started dating, and eventually we moved in together after we graduated. One thing you should know about Jasper is that he's rich. I'm talking about getting gifted a mansion for graduating kind of rich. I never cared for it, but it was rather nice to enjoy. Since I decided to stay home in the same state as my college, I would frequently fly back home to spend time with my dad, and if I couldn't, I'd fly him out to me. That's how we kept in contact and how Dad and Jasper met. They weren't very close, but they were cordial with each other. Anyway, after dating for 3 years, the two of us decided to get married. We had a pretty big wedding with almost 150 guests, and we had a blast. After Jasper and I got married, Jasper's parents began to invite us over for dinner at least once a month. While I enjoyed the gesture, I didn't necessarily enjoy Jasper's parents' company, especially his mother, Judy. Both of them were very snobby, and Judy would never let me forget how lucky I was for enticing her son and getting married into wealth. I didn't always look forward to those dinners, but I never said a word about it to Jasper because Jasper was very big on his family. Aside from that, I also began to soar in my career. I was made head of my team, and we were crushing it. The only downside to it was that I was always busy with work as a result. A few months later, my dad decided that he wanted to be closer to me, so he moved to my state, to a home that was only 2 blocks away. I was beyond happy that he was closer to me because at least there was some family nearby. A few days after he moved, I decided to drop in and see how he was doing. Hey, Dad, how are you doing? Oh, I'm doing fine. Still getting used to the new place. Yeah, but the house looks really cozy. You got really picky with interior designing when you were a tween. I had to learn what worked best, so you wouldn't throw a fit. Hey, I helped you out big time. Now your house looks like it's been lived in and not like you just bought it yesterday. Okay. How you doing, sweetie? I'm doing good. Work is killing me, though. We just got assigned this huge project, and it's got the tightest deadline ever. Welcome to the big world, kiddo. I told you you'd hate it. Hush, Dad. Let me just complain. Yes, but hey, at least the weekend is near. You can get all the rest you want. I wish I could do that. What do you mean, sweetie? What I mean is that I'm working this Saturday. That's not good. Yeah, I wasn't kidding about the tight deadline, but even if not work, I have dinner with Jasper's parents. So you're going to work and then dinner with the in-laws. Geez, that's rough. Tell me about it. But I can't have dinner with the in-laws. I'll be working late and I'll be way too tired to deal with their snobbery. But why don't you go? Me? Why? You've never properly met them before, and considering they're my in-laws, I feel like you should have done that a long time ago. But the way you talk about them makes them sound so insufferable. How do we know that they won't have an issue with me being there? They definitely will, but they won't say it to your face, so at least there's that. You get a free meal, and you complete familial duties. What do you say? So it's only going to be me and your in-laws? Jasper will be there too. All right. I mean, what's the worst that could happen? You're amazing. Thank you. Hopefully they'll be okay with me not being there because they'll be too distracted by meeting you for the first time. Is that what this was all about? Some way for you to get away from dinner with them? You already said yes, and you can't take it back now. But how about we go grab something to eat? I'll take you to my favorite spot. Fine, but you're paying. Of course, I didn't mind paying if it meant that Dad would take the fall for me at dinner with Jasper's parents. Dad and I had a good lunch, and then I showed him around the area for a little bit before letting him get some rest at home. When I got back home, I told Jasper about the change in plans, and he was not happy that I was skipping out on dinner. Jasper's parents can be very particular about these dinners. They consider it value family bonding time, and skipping out on it is akin to spitting on their faces. See, if they were less mean to me in general, I would try my hardest to be there for dinner. But as I said, Judy had this tendency to always give me backhanded compliments that always left me feeling bad. I knew that sending my dad in as a replacement was not going to lessen the damage by that much, but I just needed Judy off my back. Besides, Jasper's parents and my dad didn't get to properly meet, so this would be their first time meeting. As I said, Jasper's parents were nothing short of rich snobs, so they never made an effort to get to know my dad. My dad didn't necessarily try to introduce himself either because he didn't like them. They interacted at the wedding, but only when it came time to take pictures with Jasper and me. Other than that, they were practically on opposite sides of the room. Overall, I should have considered the fact that neither set of parents liked each other when I got married to Jasper. On the day of the dinner, Dad texted me what he was wearing, and once I'd approved it, I called Jasper and asked him if he was ready to leave for the dinner. I helped Jasper and Dad coordinate when to leave, and then when they were off, I finally felt at ease. I worked for a few more hours after that and then called it a day and went back home. I had the house to myself for a few hours, so I did some thorough cleaning of the room. When I was done, Jasper got back home. I asked him how dinner was, and he told me it was fine, although Judy was upset with me for not coming. I just prayed that Judy would not call me about it the next day. Well, what do you know? She did call me the next day. I was at work and in the middle of finishing up the project, but I decided to take a break and talk to Judy. I didn't want her to be even more upset with me than she already was. Hey, Judy, how are you? How was dinner last night? I'm so sorry I couldn't join you guys. I had some last-minute work come up. I hope it went well, though. Dinner was absolutely abysmal. Whoa, what happened? I'll tell you what happened. My $10,000 necklace went missing. What? How? That is what you need to explain to me. What are you even saying? Please be a little more clear. Before the dinner, I checked on the necklace, and it was there where I always kept it. But after dinner, when I went back to check on it, it wasn't there. So, what do you want me to explain to you? Did you have insurance on the necklace? Of course I have insurance, but this isn't about that. This is about how your father robbed me. Excuse me? I knew that it was wrong for Jasper to marry into a lower class, but I still held hope for you being better than the others of your kind. You may be different, but your father isn't. You're kind? Do you hear how insane you sound right now? My dad didn't steal anything from you. Oh yeah? How can you be so sure? My dad simply isn't capable of stealing. He can't even lie with a straight face on. Stealing something that expensive would have him sweating until he passed out. That's the weakest argument I've ever heard. Then tell me how you're so sure that my dad stole the necklace. What if you just moved it before the dinner? Or what if someone else took it? Why is my dad the only suspect in this? First of all, I just told you that your dad can be the only suspect because he was the only poor person there. And before you accuse any of our staff at home, not only did I send them all home before the dinner, but they're all well paid, and there's no need for them to steal from me. My husband and my son have no use for a necklace like that. That only leaves your scum father. Besides, at some point during the dinner, he got up to use the washroom, and he must have stolen my necklace at that time. That can't be right at all. My dad literally cannot steal from you. He has never done anything that would hurt me in any way. Money changes people, Selena. You'll be surprised what an extra few $1,000s will do to a person. Not my dad, though. I can assure you that he did not steal from you. Just say whatever you want. But I've already filed a complaint with the police, and I think they're on their way to arrest and interrogate your father. What? Why would they arrest my dad? Because he's the prime suspect. There's no other way this could be possible. Don't worry too much. They'll let him go once he's answered all their questions. But regardless of what he says now, the truth will come out, and then he's going to rot in prison. I couldn't believe how easily Judy placed the blame on my dad. My dad could barely keep a lie about what happened to my favorite stuffed toy when I was younger without essentially drenching his shirt in sweat. Stealing something as expensive as that necklace would have sent him to the ER. I couldn't get off work immediately after the call with Judy, so I tried my best to keep the topic out of my mind. I knew that Judy got the police involved in the theft, but I hoped that my dad was not going to be wrongfully imprisoned. I knew that Jasper's family had lots of connections with the police, and I didn't want them to use it to get my dad in jail for a crime I knew in my heart that he didn't commit. As soon as I was done with work, I called my dad, but I couldn't reach him. The entire way back home, I kept calling him over and over again, but every single time I was told that his phone was switched off. I was so close to passing out from anxiety when my dad finally picked up the call. Dad! Hi, sweetie. Oh my God, Dad, you're okay? Yes, I am. Were you too worried? Of course I was. You got arrested. That was so weird. I barely even registered why I was arrested, and before I knew it, I was handcuffed in the back of a cop car and on my way to the police station. I hope they didn't manhandle you or anything. Oh no, they were all really nice to me. They even laughed at a few of my jokes. Only you would be able to joke at a time like that. What else would I have done? I don't know. Panic? Stress out? Psh, there was no reason for me to do all that. I know I didn't steal Judy's ridiculously expensive necklace, so there was no reason to worry. You know that, right? That I didn't steal. Dad, you tell one small white lie and you start sweating buckets. I think I would know if you stole that necklace. That's the exact argument I made when I was being interrogated. It helped that you filmed a video of me trying to lie to you because I showed it to the officers, and they were mildly amused. You're amazing. I hope you know that. How you panic when you lie but remain completely calm when you're in the most stressful situation ever is a wonder. You've known me all your life, and this shouldn't be a surprise. I know, but I don't know what to do about this whole stolen necklace thing. I mean, I know that this isn't any of my business, but that necklace is expensive, you know? My heart almost jumped out of my chest when I heard how much the stupid necklace was worth. Tell me about it. Did anything off happen at dinner that night? Was there no house staff that night? There wasn't anything out of the blue that happened. I mean, we spent the entire night talking and laughing. There was only the butler, but he was in eyesight at all times. It was actually kind of creepy. Tell me about it. But okay, if nothing odd happened, then did anyone else other than you get up from the table? I think both Jasper and his dad got up to use the bathroom at some point during dinner, but that's it. All right. I still don't know what to do about this, but we'll figure this out later. For now, I just need to know that you're completely fine. I'm more than fine, darling. You can get going now. I'm very tired and I just want to take a hot shower and fall asleep right now. All right, Dad. Take care. I was so relieved that nothing wrong happened with Dad. If something did, I didn't even know what I'd do. I couldn't help but chuckle at how my dad managed to charm the policeman, though. That was something only my dad could do. Knowing that my dad was safe and for now let go, I finally felt at ease. All the anxiety of the day made me sweat like crazy, so I took a shower. While in the shower, I began to think about who could have taken that necklace. No matter how long and hard I thought about it, Judy was right. There was no reason for either Jasper or his dad to steal the necklace. The butler was also there all night, as far as my dad was concerned. Dad did leave to use the restroom, so I doubt he saw the butler at that point. Thinking about who the culprit was beginning to give me a headache, so I simply got out and decided to talk to Jasper about it. However, it wasn't until a few hours later that Jasper came home. He had some extra work to do and he had to stay back. Hi, babe. Sorry I got late. I got caught up with work. It's okay. Did you have a tough day at work? So tough. You would not believe it. I don't even know how I'm standing right now because I'm so exhausted. Oh, you poor thing. Dinner's ready, so you need to eat. I will. How's your day? Did you have a good day at work? Work was fine, but something did happen. What happened? Your mother called me. Oh? Did she have something to say? Was this about you not attending last night? That's what I thought she was calling for at first too, but no, that was not it. She called me to accuse my dad of stealing her $10,000 necklace. What? Yeah, it apparently went missing after the dinner yesterday, and she thought that my dad did it. Did she do anything about it? Of course she did. She told the police that my dad robbed her, and he was arrested and interrogated for it. I called him as soon as I got home, and he told me that everything was okay. Did he admit to stealing the necklace? No, why would he admit to doing something that he didn't do? I mean, are we sure that he didn't do it? So far, the police believe that he didn't do anything, but hold on. Are you really taking your mother's side in all of this? No, I'm not. I'm just exhausted. That's it. I'm just saying stupid things. Why are you sweating so much? Gosh, can you just get off my back? You just can't seem to shut up tonight, can you? What is wrong with you? Why are you freaking out on me right now? Whatever, I'm drained. I'm going to bed. At least eat your food. You ruined the mood. Good night. I stood there in shock. I didn't understand what had just happened. When did our simple conversation dissolve into an argument? What did I do or say to make it go in that direction? Why did Jasper get so defensive over nothing? My thoughts wouldn't stop running around my head, and after a day of dealing with them, I just wanted some time to lay down and not think about anything at all. I silently packed away all the food and made my way to the bedroom. Jasper was taking a shower, and he would have been out any minute. I tried to compose myself so I could ask him what was wrong, but as soon as he came out of the shower, he ignored me, grabbed his pillow and a blanket, and went to sleep in the guest bedroom. I tried to call out to him, and I tried following him, but he simply ignored me and shut the door in my face. I was stumped. I couldn't think of any reason he would behave that way out of the blue. I went back to bed and I couldn't fall asleep. I kept tossing and turning until eventually a thought struck me. What if Jasper was behaving that way because he had stolen the necklace? I still didn't understand why he would have done that, but that could be the only reason for his behavior change. After all, it did happen after I started talking about my dad getting interrogated by the police. I decided to do a little search around the house for the necklace. I didn't think I'd find it, but I just wanted to put my mind at ease. After looking all around the room and finding nothing, I was so ready to breathe a sigh of relief when I happened to notice my safe. I didn't think that Jasper would hide it there, but I decided to open it anyway. Inside the safe, I found an envelope, something that wasn't there before at all. The only thing in the safe are gifts that my dad gifted to me over the years. They were way too sentimental and I didn't want them getting damaged. I opened the envelope and almost dropped it when I saw the necklace in there. I left the house as quietly as I could and drove down to the police station with the necklace and one of Jasper's mugs that he left on his bedside table in case the police needed identification of fingerprints. The police took about an hour to verify the fingerprints, and Jasper's were all over the necklace. My dad was not at all. The police officers escorted me back home, and I asked them if they could give me 5 minutes to get a confession out of Jasper. They agreed to it. When I got back in the house, Jasper was in my bedroom, frantically looking through my safe. I cleared my throat. "Looking for something, darling?" Oh, hi, sweetie. Where were you? I was just looking for you." "You were looking for me? In my safe?" "No, I was just trying to see if you left anything in there that would clue me in on your whereabouts. I've been watching too many TV shows, and I guess I was hoping that this would play out like one of them." "Is that really the case, or are you looking for your mother's necklace that was kept in an envelope in that safe?" What? What are you talking about?" "I happened to look into my safe today after your weird freakout, and lo and behold, I found the envelope with the necklace. Mind explaining why the necklace was there?" "I have no idea what you're talking about, but if you found the necklace, where is it right now? I'm sure my mom will be beyond happy to have a necklace back." "The necklace is in good hands right now. What I want from you at the moment is answers. Spill, or I will involve the police. I already have their number dialed, and I just have to push one button to tip them off." "No, don't." "Fine. I took the stupid necklace." "Yes, I know that. I want to know why you stole it. You have no reason to do that as far as I'm concerned. You work for your dad, and you're more than well off. So why did you need to steal the necklace?" "I just had to, okay? I admitted what you wanted me to admit. Drop it." "No, I can't drop it. I need answers. Why do you do it? Why did you only do it on that day? Did you purposely do it because my dad was going to be there?" "You're not going to stop, are you?" "Absolutely not. My dad got falsely accused of something, and I need to get to the bottom of this. So tell me, Jasper, why did you steal Judy's necklace?" "Fine. If you really want to know, it's because I hate your dad." "What?" "That's right. I just wanted him out of the picture, and this was the quickest way to do it." "Why do you hate my dad? What has he ever done to you?" "It's not what he's done to me, but it's what you do when he's around." "What are you talking about?" "Whenever we're at your dad's or when he's at ours, you only ever give him your attention. You care for him so much, and it's annoying. And now that he's moved closer to us, that behavior of yours is only going to get much worse. I didn't want to be constantly reminded that I would always come second to that man." "So your ego was so fragile that you couldn't handle me showing affection towards my dad." "Do not make this about my ego." "Is it not? You know that my father is the one I owe my life to. Of course, I'm going to do my best to make sure he knows how much I value him." "That's good, but that doesn't mean that you abandon me." "When have I ever abandoned you, Jasper?" The last time your dad was here, you didn't even check in on why I was in the bedroom for so long. I could have just been choking or something. You specifically told me not to disturb you while you were gaming. How is that mine or my dad's fault? And fine if it was. Was it really necessary for you to try and blame a crime on my dad? Of course, you don't understand me. Whatever, I'm going out. You have a surprise waiting for you. What do you call the cops? Bye-bye, Jasper. Jasper looked white as a ghost as he approached the doors. As soon as he opened the door, the police officer was standing in front and asked him to not resist arrest so he could calmly be taken down to the station. Jasper turned around and looked at me with rage that I had never seen in his eyes before. He then complied with the officer and was put in the police car before leaving for the station. During the entire time that I was confronting Jasper, my heart was racing. I knew that Jasper didn't have it in him to hurt me physically, but I also never expected him to be the kind of person to steal something and then place the blame on someone completely innocent. I couldn't believe that Jasper would be jealous of something as innocent as my love and gratitude towards my father. When I calmed down a little, I tried to think back on any moment where I had neglected Jasper to spend time only with my dad, but I couldn't think of a single instance. Every single time that I had one-on-one with my dad, Jasper had always specifically asked me not to interrupt him because he was always doing something or the other. During the times that I went over to my dad's place when he lived in my home state, I would tell Jasper ahead of time that I might get too caught up meeting friends and other family, so I wouldn't have time to text or call him too much. He had always seemed so understanding, but clearly he was not okay with it. The more I thought about it, the more I realized that I didn't necessarily have a problem with Jasper being a little jealous. I mean, I get it, I guess. Sometimes we feel certain ways about things for stupid reasons, so fine. I was okay with it. What I was not okay with was Jasper trying to frame my dad for a crime instead of talking to me like a rational and reasonable adult. I knew that there was only one thing for me to do, and that was to file for divorce. The next morning, I took off from work and rushed to get the divorce filing under process. I got another call from Judy, and she yelled at me again, this time only because I endangered her son, whom she had to rescue from the police late at night. She dropped her charges and the case was dismissed entirely. I told her that she could keep her son to herself because he was a lying, manipulative jerk. She obviously did not appreciate me slandering Jasper that way, but before she could get a word in, I hung up on her. Thankfully, I live in a state where getting a divorce doesn't take too long, especially if it's a no-fault divorce. Jasper and I signed prenups before we got married, so that also helped speed the process up. When I met Jasper again for the divorce paperwork, he barely seemed apologetic. He still maintained that he was doing what was right for us, and I couldn't help but roll my eyes at him. I moved in with my dad after that divorce was finalized. My dad initially felt horrible for being a part of the reason for my divorce, but I reminded him that Jasper was at fault, not him. I reminded him that Jasper chose to frame him, and so there was nothing my dad did to result in the divorce. It's been almost a year since all of this happened, and I can hardly tell you that I am living a much better life. My dad and I are planning to move back to my home state because we miss home. So I have even more things to look forward to. Anyway, I hope you like my roller coaster of a story, and thank you for listening. Bye-bye.